All right, we are live in the studio. Well, in my studio, in Mary Lou's studio, and in Billy's studio. We have the Puerto Rican that's not in Puerto Rico. We have the dude that's not Puerto Rican that's in Puerto Rico. And then we have Mary Lou, who knows what the hell she is. The hungry Filipino that's neither in Hungary or Philippines. That was stupid. That was super stupid. Anyway, gang, we are here. I'm super excited. I just realized this October has passed. I did not change my pop back, but that's okay. Um, we're here today, and we're gonna do a quick sort of impromptu recording of Creators Unstuck. And believe it or not, we have never done a guest, so this is gonna be our first guest episode. He's stupid.
Dude, I'm excited. Wow,
Yeah,
what an honor.
you get to
Here we go. No pressure.
crack the nut, and is what it is. It's pretty cool. So I'll be right back here in a second. Let's Mary Lou, let's bring it in. Let me pop this up chair. Uh-huh.
Peekaboo.
And look at that.
Look at this.
Peekaboo. I feel like
Look at that.
Kendrick Lamar's up in this piece. And then, you know, gang, some of you guys who are going to be watching this are relatively new to seeing us. Some of you guys been here before. Under normal circumstances, when we do something like this, when I do guest shows, and I'm going to tell you, you got to do whatever pops your socks. I think everybody and their mother does the super cliche, like, what is the word? Sort of the biopic before they get started. I really don't do that because I'm like, you can go look it up on your own, but I will do just a basic, and I want you to see sort of what the difference feel like. I want you to pay attention to that. I don't know why, but I just do. Okay.
It's
All right.
worth noting.
It's worth noting. It's just different because I think everybody does it. And then, you know, here comes Billy, and he's like this cool guy that's been doing this for this long, and blah, blah, blah. And he like take windy walks in the beaks, and he's a Virgo who really enjoys the color blue. I was like, man, come on, dude. They can look that mess up on the internet. Just tell people what they
Yes.
need to hear. All right, so
The way I like to tell people is like you're introducing your friend at a party, okay? You're not giving their bio.
right.
Just like make them interesting. And why are you gonna want to talk to this dude?
I'll be like, this is my motherfucker Billy. That'd be what I would say.
Yeah.
All right, let's breathe it out real fast. I'm not even going to restart the recording because it'll be super easy to chop off 2 minutes and 36 seconds. All right, counting down, Lou, and 5, 4.
One thing about being a creator is that hopefully one day you do plan on making money from it. But our friend that is on our show today, we're so excited to have a guest, has the mantra of no maybe money. And let me tell you, that has just been in my head every day since he started saying it. I'm so excited to talk to our friend. But first up, Doc, how are you doing today?
Man, I'm doing good. I like this no maybe money thing. Hold on, wait a minute. Like, see, Billy been keeping secrets from me. I'm about to take him out back. I didn't hear about the no maybe
You gotta
money.
watch close.
Yo, I like it. It's such a brilliant thought. But yes, guys, this is our first ever guest on the show. And I'm super excited. And if we're going to crack the nut, we might as well crack the nut with Brother Billy. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to introduce you to Billy Thorpe. And like I told my people pre-show, if you need the bio, go look it up your damn self. We're not wasting time with that. You can figure that out on your own. Big ups to my brother Billy. Aloha.
What's up? Hey, Doc, tell me you don't watch my content without telling me you don't watch my
I
content.
don't watch content. No, I'm joking. Like, I just catch things when I'm here and there. Strangely enough, you know, no excuses, but being in the last, you know, year, 375 days in a row, like still haven't stopped. Mary Lou said it halfway through my process, and I wish I had coined it before I started. I'm in my output mode. And so I do love to enjoy content. I do, you know, keep up with a bunch of stuff, but I'm trying to be in output mode as much as possible right now until I get to the
Love
point
it.
where I definitely need a break. And even when I take that break, I ain't gonna let y'all people convince me that it's burnout because I could do this shit all day. Like, I just can. I really love it. I think it's important to deliver value to our people. And it's not about me. So even if I have a headache, I'm still going to do it because what y'all need is more important than my headache. I could take an ibuprofen or smoke. Never mind.
And to this point, right? To this point, to be a good creator, like a lot of the people who are actually outputting, like I'm not watching everything on the internet, right? Like I happened to see Billy because it was in my stories and he's talking about no maybe money and it stood out to me, right? But
I'm writing it down.
are we watching every's? I don't watch every one of Doc's
No, she
episodes.
don't.
Sorry to
She'd
tell
be
you.
like a week
I
later
I
and
watch
be
don't.
all
like,
your
"Oh, I
guys'
just seen
stuff.
this."
I thought we were real friends. I watch all your stuff. I like it. I click. No, I'm just kidding. But I mean, I think you got a great point. It's like I have a rule in my business, in my journey of entrepreneurship and then content creation is kind of how I label it. And I'm like, am I producing more than I'm consuming? If the answer is no, I know it just makes me feel weird. I'm just
Yeah.
like, oh man, I'm wasting more time. I should be, why am I watching this guy talk about this? I know I should be doing my own thing. So yeah, it's kind of
Well,
and I've
especially
heard that from
sometimes
somebody
you
else.
know what
So
he's talking about because you've been there or you've been seeing him for a long time. Like you know what's coming, and it's like watching this is not really helping me. Like I am showing up, I'm gonna be in, I'm gonna say hi in the comments. Like I'll come back every couple of seconds and say something, but to sit there full cloth on something when I should be doing my own thing, when I catch myself doing that, and you guys, Brandon's my boy, right? Love Brandon to death. When I'm 2 hours into Brandon's stream, just talking smack in the chat, I'm like, yo, them 2 hours, I could have did something else. So like, I still be there, but I'll put it on the TV. But then I'm working on my computer on something else, and so I just might not comment as much. I'll send the super chat and walk and just like keep walking. You know what I mean? That's just as good as sitting there staring at it, like throwing. I don't want to call them air salutations, but a lot of people throw love in the air, but they're not gonna do nothing with that. And I'm the a-hole. I would tell you that pisses me off. If you're just gonna try to throw smoke at me, yo, I am probably the most unnecessarily overconfident person in the world. So you throwing smoke on my butt, like, oh my God, that was fire, but then you don't do anything that says that you heard what I said, that's more of a you disrespecting me. I'd rather you call me you fat, ugly turd and don't do nothing than to be like, oh, that was so fire and don't do nothing. Because then if you don't do
yeah,
nothing, I'm wasting my freaking breath, dog. Like I'm here to help.
this is your virtual poll, and people need to bring dollars. I hear what you're saying.
Yeah, I guess in a sense. In a sense, look at this. Like all the celebrities is popping up. What's up, Monte? What's up,
There we
Monte?
go.
So a little background on how I know Billy. Billy and I got assigned to do a monetization workshop together at Creator Camp 2 years ago. And not knowing anything about him, I was like, okay, like look at some content. Clearly, like he knows what he's doing, but is he game? Is he game? Right. And then he shows up to camp and he's like, whatever you want to do. And then knowing what he's gonna do, and you guys know me, like you see what I do here with Doc, right? I know what Doc is good at. So like I will lead the things to where it needs to go. And we had the most beautiful fun workshop ever. And like I had a great time and I hear a lot of you guys had a great time. And
That
then
was
we even
amazing.
created a whole character from it. I just told Billy,
Yeah,
can you bring a wig and like a sparkly jacket? Not knowing what was going to happen with it. And boy, did he
it's
deliver.
weird, and it's just weird that I actually had those things. That's the weirdest part. I didn't even have to
But
buy them. It was part of the Amazon deals, but yeah, I had those
yes.
in stock. It was hilarious.
Yo, Rich is funny.
And it was one of those things, when we're doing once in your content creator journey, folks, like if you start to do product reviews, like you will start to collect things and you're like, I'm not sure why this is here, but maybe its purpose will show up eventually. And then this gal that you've never met who lives across the country that you're about to work with says like, just bring these things, and you're like, well, I have them, so okay. And
I
that's what
got them
showed me
here.
what Billy was made of. Then I knew he could hang.
All right, so listen, I,
I'm
I want to get into the first deep thing.
Let's
And
go.
I know this because, so Billy and I were sitting at the table in Creator Camp when Brandon kind of alluded to this concept. And as strange as this is going to sound dumb. Please don't get mad. I was like, this is Billy. And then Billy said, oh, I say that all the time. So I was like, oh, this is perfect. So when I first met Billy quietly, we did like a little Zoom call or whatever back in the day. And he was like, hey, I'm getting into this thing. I want to do some live content. And I've been doing fishing lures. I'm like, doing what?
Yeah, fishing podcast.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's like, I've been doing the fishing podcast, talking about fishing equipment, whatever, and I'm making affiliate revenue from people buying like fishing lures, tackle boxes, rods, reels, like whatever. And I was like, hold on, run that back again. Like, okay, because we talk about tech stuff all the time. We're trying to sling cameras and whatnot. And Billy's like, yeah, man, y'all guys go ahead and enjoy slinging cameras and whatnot. I tell you what, I out earn y'all selling fake bugs. And I was like, shut the front door. So Brandon had alluded to this concept that the number one thing that stops creators, in a way, is trying to know too much. And Brandon's statement for that is, I want to be the smartest dumb person in the room. And I swear, no cap, my first thought was, this is motherfreaking Billy. I looked at Billy and Billy goes, I always say that. So explain that from Billy's mindset.
Well, I mean, first of all, like kind of, I got into content creation because of the pandemic, and I had a t-shirt printing business, and so I've always been, people for some reason come to me and go, "Hey, what, can you help me solve this problem?" And so every business I've ever started, it's not because I thought it was a great idea or because I was very smart. It was just because people thought I could solve the problem, and there's a little bit of me I thought I could too. And so when I started that saltwater fishing show, we primarily worked with sponsors, like very early on, and I always kind of had this like thought of like, I know the value of the audience, I know the value of the niche, and I should be able to go out and sell a sponsorship deal. Even when all the articles said I couldn't do that. I mean, everyone said, you can't do that. Don't try. You barely have a show. You got 400 people watching it, whatever, or 100 people watching it 4 times at that point where I sold, $10,000 sponsorship package. And so everyone just told me I couldn't. And I'm like, well, I'll just do it and just see what happens. And then, my thought is like, dude, I'm just this kid who's from, like the middle of nowhere, Tennessee. And, I didn't even graduate high school. I got my GED, went to college and actually dropped out. And it was only a 2-year school. So that's pretty rough. You dropping out of a 2-year college, program. And then, but I've always just been like pretty scrappy and just looking around, and I got a superpower of diagnosed ADHD from a young age, so my brain fires on all cylinders all the time. And so it's like a superpower. I just didn't really realize how to do it. So yeah, I walk into a room and I don't have to be the smartest person in the room, because normally I can like absorb a ton of information and then calculate that information pretty quickly and go, okay, how do I put this into my business, or how do I make a profit from this? And really the only reason I have a business is just because I suck at working for other people. I mean, I enjoy not having the stress of owning a business, but I also can't just do what I'm told. I have to be innovative. And so, so that kind of led into meeting Monty. So Monty Weaver was in the chat earlier. So he and I met on Clubhouse, and I was talking about podcast sponsorship deals and all this. And then he told me about Amazon influencer program. And then that led into working with brands and sellers. And so, yeah, man, I've not really been, I've never started off with like, I get this great, wonderful, awesome idea and I'm so smart. Watch this. I've always just been like, God, I need to make more money than I did last year. What do I do to make that happen? It's pretty much been my approach.
So brilliant. Monty got everybody into it. Like, I had been an Amazon associate for like 10 years prior to that, but I didn't know nothing about the influencer program. Monty got everybody into the Amazon
Dude,
influencer
if he
program.
got compensated for that, we'd be on his yacht right now shooting this video.
100%. They'd be like, Monty, could I have another burger, please?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my God. Oh my God. So I really do, our whole focus here is to try to get people unstuck. So I told Mary Lou, like, basically, I just want to ask Billy questions that I feel like maybe people are afraid to ask or aren't asking. Or, like, really, when you get yourself, quote unquote, stuck, like, they say, like, if you get caught in Hawaii, okay, we have floods all the time. Now you live in Puerto Rico, you can get used to it. We have this thing like, turn around, don't drown. Like, don't try to cross the fast moving water. I don't care if your dog is on the other side. F that dog, like, do not try to cross the fast moving water. Because it doesn't look like much. It looks like it's just a stream. But you step in that joint, she gone, right? So in a way, we have a formula for getting to higher ground when it comes to floods, tsunamis, like the whole 9 yards. In that vein, what is your like? Hey, I'm feeling stuck. What is your first thing to do?
Well, I think it's kind of funny that you talk about a flood because I had someone tell me this early in my life. They said, "Dude, your personality is like a flood. Like you got a lot of energy, but you just like crush everything around you, and you got to somehow constrain that to become a river, and a river, wherever a river's at, brings life to everything around it. So it's bringing life to everything that's going on around that river and that ecosystem. And so I think that's what I had to do, as a content creator, as an entrepreneur, was like just decide to focus on something and then just put everything into that thing. And, especially in this live shopping space, like, Amazon kind of kicked it off. We all got into there, and then TikTok Shop kicked it off. And people were messaging me like, I'm making 30 grand a month on TikTok. You need to get over here. And I'm like, dude, I'm focused, man. I got my blinders on and I'm just doing the elementary things over and over and over again because it's getting me results. So if I smash the brakes on this or wreck this, stream of revenue into the tree, and then I got to start all over again. And then I don't trust these platforms. So I've already got this thing where my main compensation is working with brands. It's a huge market. That thing, TikTok just started. Amazon's been doing this for 20 years. So I'm not going to go hitch my wagon to this horse that's just not even tame yet, And so I think when people talk about getting unstuck, it's like, what are the elementary activities that you can do on a consistent basis to move the needle in your life, in your business, in your content? It's like we look at this world we live in of clicks and views and virality, and the mindset often is like, oh, what's the piece of content I need to fire off and go viral? And it's like, dude, that's not reality of running a business or even making content. It's like you got to figure out what is the system that you can show up and do every day that just moves the needle, even just a little bit matters more than going viral or having that thing rev up. Because, even on TikTok, like I had a video go viral. It's got, I don't know, like 3 million views. And then it was just me picking up an 18-pound coffee mug that somebody sent to me to make a review video of. And then all of a sudden I have 2,500 comments of people just talking about my small arms and my dog's breathing. And I'm like, these are not the people I want in my world. Like, I care nothing about these people in this comment. Like, this is not the video, So it's like, it didn't even work out. Like, the viral moment was like, oh, this is stupid because now I can't leverage this viral moment because it went viral for no reason except for people think I'm weak and have small arms. So, which they're not wrong, but it was.
And the key insight that I hear from Billy here is like, you're in output mode, you're in focus mode. It's the reason a lot of people get stuck is because flying squirrels, right? We're like, but maybe this is the answer. Maybe that's the answer. Or you could have just stayed focused and stayed here and done this thing and it turned out better for you, right? But I'm sure, Billy, like for you, it's a like, calculated risk, right? Do you follow the new thing or do you stay at the thing that you're doing? Where do you kind of make decisions on that?
Well, I will kind of dip my toe into other areas, but at the end of the day, it's like I'm here to build a micro media business. I'm not here to build an influencer business or a content creator business. I'm not relying on platforms. I'm leveraging them, and that's where I think it's like where do people need me the most and where are people reaching out? So right now I get about 24 emails a day from brands and sellers that sell on Amazon. And so that's the platform I'm going to pay on. And that's what I'm going to pay attention to. Now, if TikTok sellers start emailing me tomorrow going, hey, we need TikTok content, then I'll go, cool. I'll solve your problem on TikTok or Amazon or Walmart or wherever. But I'm going where the money's at. Like I'm not trying to hopefully upload content and hope that someone clicks on it, hope someone watches it, and hope someone hits the buy now button, and hope it ships, and hope I get paid, and hope it doesn't get returned. There's a lot of maybes in there, and that's why I call that the maybe money method, and I hate that method, and I think it's bad for content creators. And even with the CPM rates, CPM, cost per milli on podcasting, on YouTube videos, it's just bad for business. It's like I'm over here hoping this will work out. And now I think there's certain strategies. I think if you're the person who shows up and talks about nothing and then you expect someone to pay you, like that's not good. But if you build a super niche saltwater fishing show talking about fishing on the coast of North Carolina, and you can say, hey, I may not have the biggest audience, but I have a very pure audience and I know you want their attention, then that value just increases very steadily. So I think that's, for me, early on I used to get like whatever, like, oh no, if it's FOMO, I'm, whatever. But now I'm just like, I don't care. Like you do you, I'll do me. And there's a lot of shit I could be doing, right? There's like I could be taking all my money and investing into Bitcoin or crypto or Nan's coffee shop or whatever. I mean, there's so many opportunities out there in the world. I could be picking up dog poop and getting paid for it. And that guy probably makes more than me, but he works more than me. He doesn't live on an island. He doesn't own a golf cart that he drives more than he works. So I'm building a lifestyle. I'm not really trying to build this, super guru type of business. So yeah, anyway, long answer, but that's it.
That's a good answer. I tell you what, the amount of people when I started, doing YouTube and doing it like very specifically, even before when partnership first came out, which was like 2012. People are like, if you would just move back to the mainland, you can grow your channel a lot faster. It's really hard to grow your channel out there by yourself. You're not able to go to the big events and do all the other cool stuff. And I was like, yeah, but I live on an island, dog. Like, I walk across the street, tap my toe in the ocean, get some good food, see a bunch of cool people all the time. No, sorry, not doing it. And it's funny because, even when I started doing the eCam tutorials, by myself, I wasn't working there yet. I have people in my community telling like, oh, you should hit them up and you should charge them to make these videos. And I'm like, nah, man, I was gonna make these videos anyway. And it's like, no, they're like using your content to gain all these people and whatever. Like you should do so and so. And I was like, no. And then you know what they did? They hired me. So what is better? That I maybe money with my affiliate revenue, or I get the check every month?
A job.
I get to be here. I get to travel around the planet. I get to hang out with Paul and Caleb and Mary Lou and Billy. Like, I could have been a brand deal hoe and been gone by now. Like, you could be somebody else doing what I'm doing right now. And so, yeah, so it's you said it so much, when they're like, hey, come over here to TikTok and do this thing. You're like, no, man, I'm fully focused, man. Got my money on my mind. I think it's important sometimes to be focus. I think too many people are trying to grab every guacamole that pops up. And there's 9 of them holes, and you got 2 hands. Right?
Yeah.
There's
And here's
9
something
holes
I
on
know.
the whack-a-mole, or is it 12? I forget. I ain't played that game.
I don't remember. It
was
was
like
from another
24.
time.
Wait, they don't have whack-a-mole
With,
in your day, Lou?
I've seen it.
Okay, go ahead.
I was just teasing. With Billy, one thing I do know about him is that he has a very strong why. Like we have had these discussions of why he operates the way that he does, because you will hear time and time again, he's talking about this golf cart, right? And the golf cart for me, like it's a fun thing to talk about, but I feel like it's a big representation of what his bigger why is. Billy, can you share with us what it is?
Yeah, exactly. It's first of all controlling my day. That's the number one thing. And it's being with my family. And I see all these successful people. And I heard this story not too long ago. And this is what really changed my mind, because I was one of those business owners who I'm like, I am going to do everything to make the most amount of money and do, play the game. And there's a system and we all know what it is. And if you want to play in that system, that's what you got to do. And so I started thinking this way. And then I heard this guy that I really respect. He shared 2 stories. He shared a story of his best friend who was a multimillionaire, owned all this, businesses and yada, yada, yada. But had like 4 wives and 5 kids and paid alimony and all this crazy stuff. And so by the time the end of the year came, he really wasn't making that much money because it was all already assigned and going different places. And then he shared a story about his dad who was like in his 60s or whatever, but he owned this little laundromat, and he would just walk down to this laundromat every day and pick quarters out and talk to all the locals and do whatever. And and he made $56,000 a year, but he only spent $48,000 a year. And I was like, oh, who's more rich, the guy that has no money left over, all this debt, or is it the guy who is living the life that he wants to live? And so, my wife and I kind of agreed, like, we want to live the life that we want, and we want to live a simple life, and we want to live a debt-free life, and we want to, be able to spend time with our only child, and spend all that time with him. Like, I didn't have, dad. My real dad was gone when I was a kid. My stepdad was very amazing and awesome, but he worked a lot to take care of our family. And so therefore I was like, yeah, dude, I want to homeschool my kid. I want to be at home at a decent hour every day and be able to, live the lifestyle. So we decided early on, we're going to build businesses around our lifestyle, not a lifestyle around our businesses. And that's very hard to, take in for a lot of people, because if you've grown up in the States, it's all about the grind, all about the hustle, all about the next thing. And I'm trying to work less and make more and be the dumbest guy in the room. So,
Oh,
the smartest dumb guy in the room, or whatever we said earlier. So,
yo,
but that's just I'm not saying that's the greatest way to do it, because there's probably a lot of missed opportunities, but I'll miss every opportunity of maybe to cash in on the opportunity of, like, I'm here for my family, for my community, for my people. So
man, that's so good. I think it's too easy to be. Mary Lou called it flying squirrels. It's too easy to see these little opportunities and like want to jump on it. Like, oh my God, so and so is doing this. I get told every day, "Oh, you should do this because you'll get more people to your channel." And I was like, "Yeah, I'm cool, man. I'm cool with Kevin. I'm cool with Kevin. Like, it's all I need, right? If we get more people, like, what is that going to do for me, whole cloth? I mean, like, I don't want to say I'm comfortable because I'm never comfortable. I don't believe in comfort. I think it's the most overplayed thing that people look for, and then they say that they're comfortable while they're completely uncomfortable. But they just say it because it sounds good on paper. So I just don't even put that word in my vocabulary. I kind of ignore it. Like, the closest thing I want to hear is when the stewardess comes by, flight attendant comes by and says, "Are you comfortable?" And I'm like, "No, lady, these seats suck, but I'm okay." You know what I mean? Like, let's be real, right? So, Kevin asked a question real quick. Let's see what he said. What does brand budget look like on Amazon versus other platforms like IG and TikTok?
And then I want to add to that.
Yes.
Why is that important to consider for your business, Billy?
Okay.
okay, yeah, so this is great. And this is how I kind of got into this whole world. Was I was doing Amazon videos. I was doing everything around my house, just like, we tell people when they first start, just get used to it, get your flow down, get your videos up. And then once you get a portfolio, brands will start reaching out to you. You can start reaching out to them, yada, yada. And early on, I noticed all these companies were people were always talking, like, they're kind of making fun of these companies in China, like, oh, this person wants to pay me $20 or $25 or $10 or $5. And I was like, wait a minute, like, $5, like, Starbucks makes money off $5 coffees. Like, surely I can make money off $5 videos. I just have to figure out how to make this $5 video and the time it takes me to make the video, and not touch any editing software or whatever, and introduce Ecamm, which I was already using for my podcast, and my little Stream Deck pedal. I'm like, oh, cool. I can take this AI voice recorder and talk about it in just a few minutes and be able to shoot the video in one take and be done. And so that's what I started doing. I was like, oh, screw you guys. I'll do the $5 video. And so I started doing 250 of these $5 videos a month, and then uploading them to Amazon, and then making money off of Amazon, making money off the brand. And then I got so many products. I was like, oh, I got a problem here. So then I started selling those products for even more money. So you take a $0 cost of goods product and you sell it for 50% of what it's valued at. And you start making money pretty quick. And so I was able to build a six-figure business doing a low ticket, high frequency model. And the reason why I chose that is because I've been in sales. I've been in advertising sales. I own a t-shirt printing business, and I know to go knock on doors and knock on tires and just try to find anyone to pay me to do something for them is a lot of work. So I'm like, do I want to be a sales guy, or do I want to be a content creator? Do I want people? I want to take it in order. Starbucks isn't out there giving out free samples anymore. Now, they probably did that early on, but now they are taking orders. And I'm like, I want to be the Starbucks of video. I want to be the Starbucks of these Amazon videos. And that's why I really went after that. It's low ticket, it's low responsibility, it's low production cost, and it's just how quickly can you get these things done. And so, you know, I started off at $5. I'm probably 10x that now, just because I have so much content, and you know, the demand goes up, price goes up. But in the early days, you're just gonna have to eat shit and just like work. I mean, that's what we all have
And
to
too
do,
many
no matter
people
what
ain't willing
industry
to
you're
do
in.
that. You know, the
Yeah, I
real
mean, and most
cats, yeah.
people aren't. Yeah, and they'll go, oh, I'm just going to rely on Amazon. I'm going to rely on Creator Connections. I'm going to rely on TikTok. And then what they find is the algorithm changes, the placement changes. We just saw this in the last couple of weeks, where Amazon creators had thousands of videos just gone, and it was like Amazon was updating, they were doing whatever, and those people who were going hard in the paint in these Facebook groups, even at me, going, "Hey, you're dumb. You should be doing other things." I go, "Hey, who is right? That's right. I told you so." Because I've been in the game long enough to know I don't own Amazon. I'm not Jeff Bezos. I'm Billy Thorpe. Like, I gotta own my business, and that is all maybe money. So yeah, man, I think it's a interesting world, but it's very, you know, for me, and Mary Lou knows this because we talk quite a bit. It's all about what is my skill set. And I've developed this skill making those podcasts, making these videos. I've made 4,180 videos at this point in the last three and a half years, something like that. And so the practice is there. And now I have a presence online, I have a reputation in the industry, and people come to me and go, "Hey, can you talk to me about this live selling?" So now it's more than just Billy creating content, but it's Billy teaching other people. It's companies reaching out to me saying, "Hey, we have some products. We have 100,000 customers. We want to figure out how to do some live shows and sell to them. Can you help us?" And that's all my skills. That's not a platform. And so it opens it up quite a bit. And I've talked so much, Mary Lou, I forgot the question. Sorry. Hope I answered.
What they wanted to know was the brand budget looks like on Amazon versus other platforms like Instagram and TikTok, but why is that important for you? Which what I
Yeah,
was getting at is that it's
we'll
important,
cover
like
that.
the
Yeah.
flying squirrel thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And it's consistent revenue. It's like, you know, I can go hunt down this $10,000 video project for YouTube if I have the audience big enough. So one, to build that audience, and if you're not good at it, it might take you 10 years. It might take you 10 years to get a payout. And I tell people this all the time. I go, Mr. Beast might be the #1 YouTuber on the planet, but I guarantee you I made more money as a content creator faster than he ever did. And it's probably because his age and he was young, but it's like, if you want to monetize quickly, there's ways to do that as a content creator. So, yeah, I mean, and I've seen people on TikTok sell like $30,000 videos. And I know someone personally who does that. And they have an agent, and the agent goes out and closes the deal. They pay them 10% or whatever, 20%. And that's a good business. But this person also has millions and millions and millions of followers, and she's got a great personality. And I just know my strengths, and those aren't it. Like, I'm not going to grow millions of followers. Mary Lou,
And
sure, she can. Billy, no, I'm boring. I'm just a boring dude.
but
So
the
know
thing
your
is, like, Billy
strengths.
is
Yeah.
he's going for his strengths here. So like Billy doesn't have like a ton of followers on his public profiles, but he is making money as a content creator because he did not let that be the thing that blocks him. Because I hear from you guys all the time, but nobody watched it. Well, what can we do with this? Where can we make our strengths? Like, you know how to make a good video. Let's find someone to pay for it, right? But
Yeah.
then, okay, so Kevin's question follow-up then is, are you selected to niche when it comes to working with the brands, or do you take anything that is willing to pay you?
Oh, this is a great question. So early on, the answer is I will do anything with Amazon sellers. So I was doing fingernail clippers. I mean, there's some items I wouldn't take. Some items are better suited for OnlyFans than Amazon, so I didn't take those products. And I never said no. I just sent a message back and said, "How do you want me to display this?" Like,
Where
and
would you
so,
like me to stick this?
where would you like? Yeah, where does this go? Anyway, I need some instructions.
Forward
And
watch.
so, oh
Paul's not
man,
here to
this
defend
needs more
himself today.
accessories, but oh man. So yeah, I think that's like one of the things early on. I would take anything and everything, but I also learned a lot from doing that. I learned that, oh, if I take a dresser that thing has 400 pieces to it. Now I have to hire someone to build it. I'm never doing that again. And then what will happen is you will kind of naturally niche down or niche down, and then also sellers will watch your video. They'll find it, find your different videos. And so like I've niched down to like electronics because I just naturally talk about electronics better. I'm more excited about it. I've done, a bunch of clothing stuff, which I don't really get excited about. And these brands can tell because they're brand marketers. They're good at knowing what type of content and what kind of quality content they want and who the type of person is they want holding their product to get conversion. So, yeah, you'll niche down even if you don't want to. Like I don't necessarily want to, but I definitely did. And now I'm living in Puerto Rico. Shipping's a little bit more challenging, so it's even more so than it was when I was in the
Always
States.
been it, man. I had a creator, a company send me some really cool stuff. So I work a lot with this flashlight company. All of a sudden, they just keep sending me all of their new stuff, and I keep talking about it because they're super amazing. But after the tariff change, the newest version of the light, they couldn't send it to me, like it wouldn't come in. And I was like, bro, I'll just buy it. I've done enough video for you guys now. I'll just buy it retail from the damn store. Like I don't even care. And he was so surprised by that. He's like, really? And I was like, yeah, I just go buy one. Like I don't even care. I'll buy one. I'll make the review. We'll call it a day. And he was even more thankful because under normal circumstances, people are like, oh, you're just in it for the free product. And I'm like, I've already made like 4 videos about this dude's product. Like the light is only $40, bro. Like it's not that big a deal. I'd rather have the relationship with Alan than to be mad about the $40. So
Yeah.
I'm just like,
Yeah.
come on.
It,
People be tripping
it,
sometimes, I think.
and the nice thing too is like, I mean, I work with Shure on some projects, and so they'll send me some, product or whatever, and I never go, hey, can you guys pay me? I mean, out of all the companies I've ever worked for, it's like probably that they're the ones who could pay me and probably
Yep.
the most amount of money if
Yep.
I could get savvy enough to close a deal. But what I realize is the value of the brand that they have. And so when I shoot the product of this Shure SM7B or this MV88 Plus W or whatever, then all the companies that are trying to be Shure are now seeing my video on Shure's product. Now I'll charge them whatever I want because I have a
Yep.
collaboration with Shure. So it's just a leverage point versus, trying to get and I don't try to milk every deal for, dollars. I mean, if it makes sense for me to do it for free and leverage it in other ways, then I'll definitely do that. So, but yeah, it's not every single deal. I mean, I get paid majority of the time because I'm busy, but if it's like a big company that I can, like Acer sends me stuff, I'm like, I'm not gonna charge these guys. Like, that's a huge company. It's a
Yeah.
huge brand.
Yeah.
I can leverage it.
It's knowing where that fits. As a matter of fact, I'll take my tour of the Shore library over a check any day. Like that's once in a lifetime. Like we got to stand in the anechoic chamber at Shore headquarters and be like, "There's no sound. Oh my God!" It was like being in a fantasy land. For audio nerd, yo, that was better than anything they could have paid me. That was like
Well, it was worth
legit.
it for me
Yeah.
to watch Doc cry in the Shore Museum and be like, wow, I knew you had a heart. I knew it,
Oh,
you
shut
big
up.
teddy bear.
Stop snitching.
You 10 man, I knew you had a
Stop
heart.
snitching. Yo, and goodness, just something about a place where a dude's name is Mike Drop. Like, what do you do all day? I drop microphones. I was like, oh, he's the actual Mike
It was
Drop.
amazing. It was amazing. So, okay, so with like doing product reviews and things like that, a point that I personally got stuck on was having the backlog of product in my house. Right now, it's like, what do I do with all of this stuff?
I'm there right now.
You've talked about this a little bit, but like, explain to a little bit more. What
Yeah.
was your process post like the pile of things?
Yeah, so there's at one point where I quickly moved out of my house into a studio space, into an office. And then there was quickly a point after that where I had shelves lining both sides of the wall full of product. And I go, oh, this is not good. Like, I got to get rid of this. And however, I was like calculating the amount of money in retail value that was sitting on the shelf. I was calculating the amount of money I paid for that space. And I'm going, oh, this is like taking up a lot. This is like a lot of opportunity. And so I started looking for ways to resell this and resell it quickly. My first thing was like, okay, I'm going to go to Facebook Marketplace and do that. I think everywhere I've ever been, Facebook Marketplace is a dumpster fire. Maybe that's not true in your area, but it's just like, hey, it's available? Okay, don't ask me that question again, or I'm going to climb through
Oh
this
my
chat
God.
and do bad stuff.
100%.
Uh, Dude, it's horrible. And then I got some crazy stories about holding people's babies while they're like at the ATM. I mean, it's just terrible, like the stuff you have to go through. So I was like, okay, that's a bust. And then, occasionally you'll find that reseller. Like I was doing some garage sales or yard sales at my old house, and that was pretty good. And you always find the eBayers who are like looking at their phone and taking pictures, and you're like, hey, you resell. Like, grab a bigger pile. I'll make you a better deal. Bigger pile, better deal. Let me know what you want to do. So that was good. Found some of those relationships. Found a couple of them that would just come and buy like big bulks of stuff, which was super cool. And then I found this little app called Whatnot, and that thing was like, I'm like a crackhead on a sidewalk. I'm like so stoked on that. I mean, you don't make as much money on Whatnot, and I mean, I won't beat up on them too much, but they kind of went, especially in the electronic space, they kind of went in this liquidation model, which whatever. I mean, they're trying to make money, and they do a frequency movement over there as well. So I can't beat up on it too much. But I would have like hundreds of these electronics every month that would come in. I do 100 products a month, and probably majority of those were electronics. And so I could go on there and do a show. I mean, I could sell 100 products an hour on Whatnot. Now you got to ship it, you got to weigh it, you got to do all the crap that a reseller does. But you build an audience. Like I have an audience of 3,000 people over on Whatnot, and these people have money. They want to buy stuff. Now they want to buy it cheap, but they still want to buy it if you need to get rid of it. So there's that way. You could list on eBay. It's a little bit slow. You could give it all away. You could I've done that until my neighbor's wife told me, like, if you give my hoarder husband one more thing, I'll burn your house down, so we can't be neighbors. And so that got old fast. But yeah, I would say if you can sell it, sell it. It's like you've done the work. That's part of the deal. Like, so my Amazon relationships, I find it to be a three-part deal. Like, one, they're paying me a small fee, which adds up over time because we're doing frequency. And then two, I'm making residual money potentially off of Amazon, and then I get to resell the product. So it's like that's a try. And then here's the big kicker, and what I tell everyone is, if Amazon kicks me off the platform today, will I cry big alligator tears? 100%. I'll be so sad because I'm missing out on a huge chunk of revenue. But I have the most valuable thing in the world, which is about 1,255 emails of people I've worked with or quoted stuff to, that I can now go back and resell them something different. I can offer them a different, service product. I can sell the video outright to them. I'm not just waiting on them to reach out, through a platform for a platform, but I can say, hey, it's unfortunate, whatever, Amazon booted me, but now I can create, vertical videos for you instead of horizontal, and you can have them. The price just goes up a little bit. So yeah, there's power in owning your business and owning an email list, and that's been my biggest thing. Is like, I am going to not get stuck, just relying on Amazon to pay me.
All right, I got a real quick question. First of all, people in the chat, I want to know, does everybody here have an Amazon affiliate account, or is there anybody that doesn't have one yet? Because this will be related. So by the time I finish the question, I'll see your answer. I look at my desk right now, and I have a whole bunch of brand new stuff that I've never made a video for on Amazon. And I am actually an Amazon influencer, so I would actually get paid to make these videos. Okay? So, well, get paid if somebody goes to the product, and say somebody goes to the Amazon page right now and they want to buy a Yellow Box S3, and then they look at the video to make sure it's the one that they want. If my video is the video that they buy from, I actually get that affiliate link, even if they came in from, say, Mary Lou's video link from YouTube, correct? That's correct, right?
I don't. I think no. I think offsite takes priority.
Oh, offsite takes priority. Okay, so they came through
I think so.
randomly, and
But
they
they're
saw it.
browsing.
But if
Yeah.
they're browsing and
Yeah.
they see it and they buy it,
Yeah.
okay. So there you go. So I just wanted to know that. Blueprint. Like, I swear, when I create my Amazon videos, my problem, full stop, is I try to make YouTube videos on Amazon. And I know it's wrong, and I try to stop myself. But also, when I come home from Japan for the first week, Paul will have to be like, bitch, speak English. And I'm like, "Sumimasen? Moshiwake gozaimasen deshita." He goes, "Motherfucker, you are back. Speak English." Okay, so like it takes me a second to context switch. What's the blueprint to just, even if you're not an affiliate yet, to get into practice to just shooting content as a content creator, you should make product videos and put them as reviews, right? So what's the
Yeah,
blueprint?
sure. Yeah. So, I mean, I think one, you got to find the flow that makes the most amount of sense for you and realize it's not YouTube. However, it depends on what you want to do. If you're just like, I'm an Amazon influencer, I have on-site placement, which means Amazon's going to take my videos and put on product pages. And when somebody watches it and buys, I get paid. If that's just what you want to do, then who cares? Put your phone, I mean, Jesus, just get a tripod and a wireless microphone and just put it on there so you're not all shaky jakey. But a lot of shaky jakies make a lot of
Bro,
money
I've
off of
seen
that.
them.
But anyway,
I've seen them.
they're terrible. So if you're just looking for a quick buck and you just want to make some vacation money, just do that. Who cares? It doesn't really matter. Quality doesn't matter. If you want to get paid by brands and like do the trifecta approach like I do, then you, especially people who watch this show and people who use Ecamm, it's like, dude, Ecamm is my greatest business asset. If it ever went away, I would cry. I just melt in my chair. And I use it about 1% of what it can actually do, if that tells you anything. And I have a six-figure in profit business going on 3 years in a row. We're going to hit it. Even though I got terrified a couple of times this year, I'm still going to hit it working 25 hours a week. And that's because of Ecamm. And so, I think it's not overthinking it. It's going, hey, today we're going to take a quick look at this Woobin flashlight. The company sent it over to me and compensated me to make this video. So let's take an up close look at what comes in the box. Now my desk is all messy, but this is what comes in the box. Comes with this, comes with a charger, blah, blah, blah. Obviously this crap wouldn't be here. And we'll see how it works. Here's this button, twirl this little thing, blah, 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 blah. And you share the thoughts about it. You share whatever. And you come back. Hope this video helps. Done. I do that. I've done that 4,180 times.
And
What's like the average length of
you
the
had it
videos?
ready to go, bro. That's what I'm talking about.
I love this company.
Dude, this
Just
is
like there, it's ready.
and Alan is the nicest guy in the world, right? And so, like I said, like
I didn't even know Alan. Yeah,
Was
it's
when
great.
the- when they
That's
said
in my email, but that's cool.
the terrorists wouldn't allow him to send it to Hawaii at the moment. I was like, you know what, frick it, I'll just get it. You know what ends up happening? He's like, you know what? I figured out a different way. It's coming. It is just take a little bit longer. And I was like, bet. You know what I'm saying? But like this, they're the bomb. So I like that. You just did something that I think even me, who should know better, I fight this. And yeah, what you just did was faster than I'd be over here setting shit up, adding the extra blue light, trying to give it that little. It's like not
The
important.
Tom Buck.
Bro. Not
You
important.
do
bro.
Tom Buck always cracks me up. I'm like, God, he just shot so much B-roll footage for this product.
For a flashlight.
But it's a different audience. It's a different behavior. Like my thought is people are already on Amazon. They're already ready to buy. I'm just helping them make that decision to press the button or to go to another product. And so like that's the one thing that I'm trying to help people with. Is just like, because you look at these, and I don't know about these guys, but you look at other, cell phone chargers are famous for this, where they have lightning bolts coming out the side and everything's connected by this. And you're like, okay, what does this thing really look like? And it's a 3D model, and people get all caught up in like, well, are you making review videos? And I'm like, well, I don't really make review videos because I have to actually use something a lot to make a review video. I'm just doing a demo video. I'm showing you what comes in the box, how it works, what I think about it, and would I recommend it, and really who would I recommend it for? I get cameras all the time. I personally would never use them because I use high quality gear. However, my son, if he's interested, I would totally hook him up and give him $100 camera. It's like it has all the same settings, ISO, everything inside of it. He can learn the language of that camera, as a beginner. But I'm not going to give him an $800 camera, So I think it's really important to figure out who is this for and who would you recommend it for. And people don't think that way. They think like, do I like it? Do I not like it? And that's not what people are looking for. They're looking for, this more information of like, it's got to be for somebody because the crap is on Amazon and it sells. So somebody's buying it. Who is that person and who does it make the most sense for? So I think like having those strategies when it comes to product really help build trust with people, because we're in a AI driven, we don't know if it's real or, all kinds of craziness. And then it's really what's your intention? Like just to sell, sell, sell? Like I don't think of myself as an affiliate marketer, sales guy. I think of myself as recommendation revenue, and I'm going to recommend it. If I make a video of it, I'm recommending it. If you don't, if I don't have a video on the carousel, that means that either one, no one asked me to make a video and wanted to pay me, or two, they sent me the product and it's a piece of crap and I told them no. So it's like that's the that's the three options, you know.
How often are you like telling them like, no, actually this wasn't good?
Not very often. I mean, I'm actually shocked at how many products come in a box that makes no sense on the outside, and yet it is just a phenomenal product. I mean, I've used some microphones that I'm just like, damn, like if you had a better name than Poo Poo Dance or whatever you called it, this would be a sick microphone.
Yeah. Well, I think we're in that ballpark right now with micro mics. Like you get micro mics now that are $40 that are pretty good. Now I'm a DJI hoe, and I ain't switching. But when I got it, I'm having a hard time not going on YouTube and being like, listen, fam, you want a $40 mic that is pretty close to my DJI? Like if DJI is Steph Curry, I'm gonna say this is gonna hurt my tongue. But this micro mic is Jason Tatum. Like he's almost as good as Steph Curry. It hurts my tongue, Jason. You know I'm a Celtics fan. I love you, but Steph is Steph. Okay, you know what I'm saying? Like it's kind of like the people that don't understand sports ball. Never mind. But boom. It's like, is it Bridgerton or is it Wicked? Like that's where we're at this point. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's kind of crazy. Okay, Kevin had another question.
You know,
Go ahead.
And a lot of these factories too are making your famous your best brands that you know of. Like
Yeah.
some of the stuff is. I mean, I've had companies reach out to me and go, "Hey, we make the XYZ." I'm like, I don't think you should be telling me this, but it's cool to know.
I have enough people in China that I could just call and check. And so, funny enough, one of my reps from one of my brands, because she's there, and I said, do you realize that this camera that everybody thinks is a copy of DJI is actually DJI? And she goes, I've heard that, but I don't know for sure. And I'm like, you're there for sure, and I can tell you who to check. And then she hit me like on Instagram an hour later, and she was like, oh, yeah. That's it. And I was like, yeah, I know, because I got people on the ground over there. And she's like, oh, really? Who do you know? And then I told her, she's like, oh, wow. And so I've even bonded with her because I have, factories in China because of Doc Pops, right? So Kevin's question is, do the brands ask for specific deliverables? Or just send you product and you do what you want? That's actually a good question.
Yeah, so it works both ways. They do send product requirements or video requirements. Almost everyone does. Now, how I view them as video suggestions. And most of the time, like people get overwhelmed, but because you get a list of like so many requirements. But if you actually look at them, it's just the crap you would say anyway. It's just answering the questions. It's talking about how it works. Now it looks real dialed in, and then after a while, brands will just start to trust you. And that's the thing. So hit them the first few times, make it good, let them know you're competent, that you're a good content creator, and can talk about products with a brain, and then they will let you do whatever you want. So, and there's a lot of negotiation. There's a lot of negotiation that happens in this business, and so that's where I think I shine a lot too. Is I'm not afraid to push back. Like a lot of people are like scared that brands are going to say no. And what they don't realize is there's millions of brands, there's millions of companies, and millions of all of this stuff. And I turn down 300 to 500 products a month that I'm just saying no to. So that is, that's like, there's no scarcity in this game.
Yeah.
I mean, now with tariffs and all that stuff, it gets a little scary, but there's plenty of factories making product. And
I got a product a little more than a year ago, and they didn't understand the fact that I told them, listen, I'll take the product, I'll look at it. If I like it, the review will come out. If I don't like it, I won't make the review. And I'm not an a-hole. I will tell you what it is I don't like about it. So just in case you want to fix it, cool. If you don't want to fix it, cool. Either way, I'm going to let you know. So product came, and then I looked at it, I was like, this doesn't fly. I sent back my feedback, and the person who sent it kept asking me, when you're going to make the video? I was like, I told you from the gate that I ain't making this video because it's not good. And I was like, listen, I want you to understand something full cap. I will spend my own money to send it back to you Just tell me where you want me to send it, because it's not about the free product for me. And again, it was only like a $60 product. I'm like, bro, but there's no way I'm telling my audience to put this thing on their eyeballs and thump at it, because it's not good. Like,
Yeah.
it was feeling like where my mom used to slap the shit out of me like 50 times real quick. It was uncomfortable, like it didn't work, and it's too hot on the eyeballs. And like I was thinking the other day, because I got the little bump on my lid right now, like that warming, thumping mask would work really good if it worked. It would really help, like, break that little, thing in my eye up. But I don't trust that thing. And they ghosted me after I told them. I'll send it back. I just wanted you to know it was never about, like a free six. Dude, I'll buy 100 of them and give them away if they were good. You know what I'm saying? And so I think you
Yeah.
have to set those things up ahead of time, Kevin. You got to tell them, like, I'll take it. And I also tell them I don't do scripts. So I just say what I mean from the heart. Like, you're probably rarely, if ever, going to see a scripted video on my channel. If it is, it's probably a promo. But I really hate scripted videos. I just do. I want to tell you how I feel about it. And most of them are cool with it. Like, most of them are cool with it. I was like, my review won't look like anybody else's, because that's just not how I get down.
Yeah. And I think you make a good point too. I think there's a big difference between like, I feel like a YouTube audience is like way more, it's like way more intimate, I guess, because these people are like subscribing to your channel, they're watching your stuff, they're really invested into your content. Amazon, not so much. I don't even know if I have, I mean, I do have followers over there. I don't even know how to look at it. I don't care. Like I'm just talking about the product that's on the page that they're looking at, and they're not like following my channel going, oh, what's the next product Billy's going to make? Because they're all over the place. So, but if you have like a electronics channel or, audio channel or whatever, you're talking about tech, it's like, yeah, be very, very picky. If I was doing that on YouTube, I would be very cautious of the products that I took. There would be contracts in place. There would be a whole lot more, I'm risking a lot more by putting stuff in front of my audience. But Amazon is not my audience. It's Amazon's audience.
Nice. I really do like that. Man, this is so good. This is so good. And I mean, first of all, thank you for being willing to come and do this for us. And I really wanted to make sure that we answered questions for the people that just might be stuck. And I think the thing is, if you want to get into the space, just start making videos. Just start talking about the stuff you want. Mary Lou is famously on Try to Become the Premiere Girl. And they don't know yet. They ain't reached out yet. We don't even know if somebody's watching. I think Phil is probably out there trying to find somebody to watch, or maybe they already are watching. But if you really, I see so many people wanting, how do I get brand deals? How do I get brand deals? I go to their channel. I haven't seen anything on your channel that says to me you are looking for brand deals. Like, not a
100%.
one. I haven't seen you review a product. I haven't seen you talk about a product. I haven't seen you love something so much that you can't live without it on your channel. And then you're saying you want to get a brand deal. A brand deal for what? I don't even know what freaking basketball team you like. You know what I'm saying? Like, I am an open book. Manchester United, Notre Dame, Raiders, Celtics, Red Sox. Everybody knows. F1, Lewis Hamilton. Everybody knows. Like, there's no. So if I get a call out of the blue one day from the Celtics, like, hey, man, we're going to sit you in, like, the highest bleed seats up in the thing, and I want you to make a video about what it like to sit all the way in the last seat in the top. I'm like, man, I'm on a jet, dog. I see you tomorrow. I will be there tomorrow. It take
Yeah.
me freaking 12 hours to get there, but I will be there. Pick me up at Logan. And I think too many people want stuff, but you haven't showed the universe that you really want it.
Well, here's the funny part too, and this really happens in the podcast space and probably on YouTube channels too, I imagine, and especially in Amazon. But it's like I'm going to create content and I'm going to hope that a brand reaches out to me.
Maybe more.
I did not sell my first deal was $10,400 to the dime. That company didn't call me. I called that company. I had a pitch. I studied their brand. I studied what events they had already sponsored. I studied how they even bought it. I studied the pricing guides that they looked at to buy advertising in other publications and other newspapers and billboard. I looked at all this stuff and studied the game and then put together my pitch. I put together my the whole structure of my offers. So I was offering a frequency discount, just like I do with Amazon stuff, but for this sponsorship deal for a podcast. And it looked exactly like what they would buy in a fishing tournament. There was no different. I didn't want any friction in what they were looking at coming from me versus coming from something they sponsored for 15 years. And I studied the game and I put in the work, and the work paid off. And that sponsor still sponsor. I got their hat laying around here somewhere. I wear it all the time. It's about to fall apart because it represents something great that happened in my life that introduced me into getting paid to make content. And so I'll still promote them, but they still sponsor that same podcast that I'm no longer a co-host on, and they sponsored it for 3-4 years now. And so it didn't happen because we made great content and they saw it and thought, oh, well, let's reach out and pay you guys. Like, no one's going to reach out and write you a check. That's just facts. Like, nobody's going to do that. And so if you are not putting out the work or letting people know or make it, and it's a sales gig, man, even if people do reach out to you and say, hey, everybody that reaches out to me doesn't say, hey, we got $50, we want to pay you. No, they reach out to me and go, hey, we get this free product and we'll pay you a percentage and blah, 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 blah. And you can earn off Amazon. I go, yep, heard this a million times. Here's my fees. If you don't ask, the answer is always no. And so, it's amazing how much people want, but how little they're willing to do. And you see it all the time. And whatever. And they pay me for coaching. They pay me to jump in my group. They pay me for a lot to do, to get information, but information doesn't do anything.
Yeah,
like taking action on that information does.
All right. Speaking of information, how can people find you? Because I got to go to the doctor.
Yes.
Just go to billythorpe.live and you can join my Deal Makers group. So I just have a community over there and it's free. I made it free, even though Mary Lou told me I shouldn't. I did. But then I also, once you kind of get in, you get acclimated with what the process is. I got some other stuff coming down, but if you just wanted to get in my world, then billythorpe.live and you can join the Deal Makers group for free. And I'm not like some guru-y guy. I don't really care. I just create a community because I was like, you guys are clogging up my inbox with all these questions, and that's where brand deals come from. So I need you to move out of the way. Here's a place where you can go. But it has been one of those things that I've shockingly gotten a lot of energy from. So I've been enjoying seeing people come in and look at the model different and then get crazy results. So, our guy Matt Haas is over there. He's crushing. He's having fun. Met him at Creator Camp, and he had a storefront. He didn't know what to do with it. And I was like, dude, get in my world. Let me teach you. And now he's paying his mortgage and eating ice cream and all kinds of stuff off of it. So it's fun.
That's freaking crazy. All right, Mary Lou, you want to close it out?
Yes. Billy, thank you so much for being with us today. It's always great to talk to Billy. Okay, so now he's in your world. Now you need to follow. Now you need to get into his community while it's still free, because hey, no maybe money. You know what I'm saying? No maybe money. But I do hope that this helps you guys who do feel stuck to focus a little bit, and that you can make money from this business, but you need to work to your strengths. There's so many ways to do this, but pick something and really, really give it a try and come to us so we can help you stay unstuck. My name's Mary Lou Mandel.
You have been unstuck with Creators Unstuck, Doc Rock, and Mary Lou Mandel.
Nobody's seen that.
It's not the first time, won't be the last time. Won't be the first time, won't be the last time. Way over there is Doc Rock. You can find him all over the internet at DOCROCK.
Yes, and this is
You
my
have
homie,
been now.
Mary Lou Mandel. You can find her at Mary Lou Mandel all over the internet. If you see somebody else with the same name, they lied. They lied. There's only one. There's only one Miss Luniverse. So give it up. Thank you guys. You know what we say? You've been unstuck, and see you. Paul, do not tease my premature button pressing. Bye.